Okay, hi all. Good morning. Those who are not speaking, please go on mute. Sharing my screen. Okay, fine. Hope my screen is visible. Hello. Is my screen visible,
Yes,
guys?
Tanvi.
Okay, fine, perfect.
Yes,
So,
yes.
okay, perfect. Before proceeding, any question on the topics which we have discussed yesterday, assignment, anything which you want to discuss? Any question on this assignments which we have, which I again the last week? No. Fine, then let's start with this question. Yeah. Before starting, let me create the table structure. Have you guys tried this question? Anyone who has tried working on this? I'm not telling whether you have got the output or not. That's a secondary thing. But I did get a chance to work on this. So this is the HOD table. You have different HOD A, B, C, D, and their salaries are mentioned here. Okay. Then you have a department table. This is the data in front of me. Department table. Then we have HOD department table. Show this as well. So the top HOD department. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me copy this in an Excel sheet. This is HOD. The purpose of this question is to show you that how we can join three tables. Okay, and at the same time, how you can use multiple keywords of SQL in one query. And that makes the query complex, and that is known as complex query or whatever you want to term it. And this is the HOD department table. Okay, first of all, whenever you are solving any SQL query, you're trying to find the answer for that. First of all, try to understand the data. Okay, what the data is speaking, what the data is trying to tell, to convey. Okay, so see, this is the HOD table. Okay, we have HOD ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are the names of the HOD A, B, C, D, E, and these are the salaries. Okay, and then this is the department. You have this, all the department are there in a particular college, computer science, electronics, communication, and all those things are there. And these are the department ID. And this is the HOD department. It means for department ID 1, HOD ID is 2. If I will tell you who is the HOD, tell me the HOD name of department ID 1.
B.
CS.
D, right? D, correct. So before jumping into this question, which is having multiple conditions, where is that question? Okay, somewhere it is. Let me copy the question as well. Guys, it's difficult for me to solve each and every questions. So I will request, please do some homework. That will be helpful. Okay, so this is the data. So we have some questions, certain question in that assignment. So before jumping into that actual question, I want to do some other question we should practice. Okay, let me see that. Let's put 1 minute. Okay, fine. So before jumping into the actual question, I want to do some more questions so that we can revise the concept of joins again. Joins is very important. That's why I'm giving more stress on this again and again. Okay. So this is the data. Any question on the data? Hope this is clear. You have HOD table, department table, and HOD department table. Okay. Hope this is clear to everyone. Fine. Now, suppose, forget about the main question. Suppose there's a question is like, we want to know the department name. Okay. Department name and HOD name and salary. Okay. Suppose this is the requirement that, okay, show me the department name, HOD name and salary. Suppose department name is CS. Okay. Department name is CS. So can you tell me guys, who is the HOD of CS department?
B.
D.
B.
D
B.
or B? Okay, yeah. B is the HOD. And what is the salary? 250. Okay. If anyone is having any question, again I'm repeating, stop me, ask the questions. Okay. So this is the value. Similarly, if I will ask you EC department, who is the HOD? Can you please help me guys? Who is the HOD of AC department?
A.
AC department, department ID is 2. For department ID 2, HOD ID is 1. HOD ID 1, what is the name? A. Correct. Very good. And sorry. And what is the salary? 300. Okay. Similarly, I want to understand all the department and their HOD name and the salary what they're earning. Okay. Now, before proceeding further and translating this into SQL query, try to do some manual analysis. This is very important. Whenever you are getting stuck in any query, anywhere, do the manual analysis. Yesterday, Akanksha, you have asked that question. We have done that manual analysis and then you have understood that what is happening, right? Similarly, anyone, if you're getting stuck at anywhere, any question, any concept, do the manual analysis. That's why, first of all, in any concept, I'm telling you that, okay, manually how it is happening so that you can do it on your own as well. Okay, perfect. Let's do some manual analysis. Forget about SQL query. Suppose I ask you that, okay, who is the HOD of department name CS? Okay. So first of all, what you have done, you have copied this CS here, department name CS. Okay. I want to know the HOD name. You guys told me B, correct? Can you please help me how you told the HOD name is B? Who will explain this
First,
flow?
we compare the
Sorry.
department ID with HOD ID.
Okay.
Then we will
One minute,
take,
one minute. Department name is CS. After this, where you went?
we will check its department ID first.
Very good. You have taken the department ID is 1. Okay, 1 minute. Hold on. So this is the department ID. I have copied this. After this, where you went?
Then we go to the another table in which
Which table?
department ID and HOD ID is.
HOD
given.
department table you went, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, you pasted your ID here. Okay, after that, what you have done? So far, everything is fine. After this, what you have done?
Then we check the department ID in which it
You
is
check the
common.
department ID. Okay, you are comparing with this. Department
Yeah.
ID 1. Is this 1? So yeah,
Yeah.
this is 1. So you will stop here, correct? Okay,
Yeah.
you will stop here. 1 minute. You stop here. After this, what you have done?
Then we take the HOD ID from another column.
Then you have taken HOD ID from here. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. After that, what you have done?
And then we compare it with HOD table.
You went to HOD table and you have compared this HOD
Yeah.
ID 2, right? With which column?
With HOD ID.
HOD
column.
ID. Okay. Then you will compare with all the records. And then
Yeah.
you stop here that, okay, this is the HOD ID 2 and the name is B and the salary is 250. You have done like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Is this clear to everyone? Is the flow clear, everyone? Anyone is having any doubt?
No.
Clear.
No. Okay. Similarly, let me explain. Very good explanation. Thank you. Similarly, for department name EC, I will repeat this one. So department name is EC. I want to understand who is the HOD. Those who are not speaking, please go on mute. Humble request. So now the department name is EC. Okay. So now the department name is EC. Okay. I want to understand who is the HOD. So what I will do, first of all, I will go to the department table. I will stand here that, okay, this is the department name is C. Then I will search, okay, what is the department ID? Department ID is 2, correct? I will take this department ID 2, then I will paste it here. Okay. Then in the HOD department table, I will search that who is the HOD ID for this department ID, correct? So for this department ID 2, HOD ID is 1, correct? I got this information from here that, okay, here's the HOD ID. I will take this HOD ID 1 from here, then I will go to this HOD table, correct? And then this HOD ID, I will search here. Okay, this is the HOD ID 1. The name is A and the salary is 300. Hope this flow is clear. Okay. So here we are taking the help of 3 tables, correct, to get the information: department name, HOD name, and salary. And now we will translate this into SQL query. Before proceeding with SQL query, any question on this flow, how we have done? This is very simple. Just you see, I am taking department ID from this department table. Then I'm searching in this HOD department table, this department ID. So this 2 columns, department ID is acting as a join, correct? Let me show you this one like this. Okay, so yeah, this will act as a join. Okay. Okay, this is a join. And then the HOD ID from this table I will take and I will go to the HOD table, correct? That will again make a join. Correct. Hope this is clear, understood. So first of all, I'm joining department and HOD department table based on the department ID. Then from this table, I'm getting HOD ID, and then I'm searching in the HOD table this HOD ID. Now, tell me the query. Who will tell the query? Select. First of all, what all things you want, guys? I think my voice is not audible. Hello.
Can you repeat one more time the question?
Okay, sure. The question is like, we want to understand that for each and every department, who is the HOD? That is the question, and I want salary as well. Suppose this is the CS department. Okay, I want to understand who is the HOD of this department. Fine. So for department name CS, what is the department ID? Department ID is 1. Okay, I've taken this department ID, I've copied it, and I've pasted here the department ID 1. Then in this HOD department table, I am searching what is the department ID, where is the department ID 1. So this record is having department ID 1. Then from this table, I have taken the HOD ID. The HOD ID is 2. Then I copied HOD ID from here and I went to this HOD table, correct, in this table. And in this table, I'm searching for the HOD ID 2. So this is the record with HOD ID 2. Now from here, I've taken the name is B and the salary is 250. I have copied here. Name is B, salary is 250. So we want each and every department and their HOD name and the salary. That's the question. Is this clear? Anyone who wants me to repeat, please tell me. No. Okay. Now, if it is clear, now tell me the query. What should be the query, guys? Select after that what I have to write.
Department name.
You want these 3 columns? No, so just write it after select. Yeah. Okay, select department name, comma, HOD name. Okay. HOD name. I'll just write name because I have used here name. Okay, so I'm writing name only. Yeah. Comma, salary. Okay, fine. Salary. From which table? First of all, which table you are hitting? Department. Very good. Department. And I have told you always use aliases. Okay. Always use aliases. Okay. So department A. Then you will join this with which table?
HOD department. HOD department.
From department you are going to HOD department. Correct. Very good. From department A, join HOD department. Okay. Alias B. On which column you are joining these 2 tables?
Department ID.
Department ID. So A dot department ID is equal to B dot department ID. Then which table you are going after this?
HOD.
HOD table. So then you will write join HOD table. Then alias C. How you are joining HOD table on which column?
HOD ID.
HOD ID. That's all. You guys are smart enough. So C dot HOD ID is equal to B dot HOD ID. Any question? See, very simple. Join is very simple, guys. What we have done the manual analysis, exactly that I have transferred into SQL query. Let me explain this once again. Okay. See, first of all, I've written select. Now in select what all information you want. I want department name, HOD name, and salary. Correct. So I've written I want department name, HOD name, and salary. Okay. From which table? So first of all, I want department table. Correct. I've written here from department. I've used alias A, join. From department where you are going. You are going to HOD department. I've written join HOD department alias B. On which column you are joining these two tables? On department ID I'm joining. That's why I've written on A dot department ID is equal to B dot department ID. Correct. So far, any question till here? No. After this HOD department, I am going to HOD table. So then I have written join HOD C alias on C dot HOD ID is equal to B dot HOD ID. That's all. Okay. Anything we are missing here?
No, I think so. It's right, but you still have doubt.
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
Maybe it will be executed or not, because I think we can go with subquery. That will be more.
Subquery, that is fine. We can go with subquery as well, but
But
that
I
will be
don't.
more
Here we
complicated.
have to mention the
Yeah. Please tell me. Subquery will be more complicated. Are you talking about strictly subquery or CT expression? Which one you're talking?
No, I'm talking about subquery. So
Subquery
what?
will be more complicated. You can
Yeah.
try this. Okay, you can try this and share that with me after class, but that will be more complicated. Okay. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So anything else we are missing here?
The start from
I have
yeah.
select start from should be used. No, not needed. Tanvir.
Why I will select a star? Because I don't want all the columns, right? I don't want all the columns. That's why I'm not written the star. I need only selected columns. That's why I've written the column names here. I want only department name and cell. But if you want the star, I will show you with the star as well. Okay, I will show you that as well.
Yeah, please.
I will show you that. Yeah, sure. So far, any question on this query? I think someone was asking question. Please repeat.
How the second join is working means it's getting a
Wait,
little
yeah.
bit confused.
Second join is working. Which this one you are asking? This one?
Yes.
Very good. Good question. Till where you have understood, Mohit? Is it till here? Is it clear?
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, when we are doing second join, so sometimes it is getting confusing that how it's connecting with each other table.
No confusion. No confusion. See, I will explain again. Very good. See, first of all, I have written select. Okay. In select, what all information I want? I want department name, HOD name, and salary. So after select, I've written that I want department name, then I want HOD name and salary. Okay. Now here till here, I think this is clear to everyone. Okay. Then I've written from which table you want this. So now go to your manual analysis. That's what I'm telling. Always do manual analysis with the question. Suppose if you don't know SQL, how you will do this manually? That's what. So that's why I started this with manual analysis. So first of all, you guys told me that's what I have asked from you only. And you guys told me that Tanvir, first of all, I will go to this department table, correct? That's why you see here I've written from department, correct? No. Then I've written alias as A. Then join from department, which table you are going? You are going to HOD department table, correct? Then I've written join HOD department alias B. Now these two tables, on which column you are joining, guys? Department ID, correct? That's I've written on A dot department ID is equal to B department ID. Any questions so far till here, please? Anyone is having any question, please tell me. I will repeat this. Yes or no? Is it clear or not so far?
Yeah, it's clear so far.
Clear. After this HOD department, where you are going, Mohit? After HOD department, you got HOD ID, correct? Then which HOD
Yes.
ID, what you are doing? Where you are going?
So we are mapping the HOD ID with the HOD ID that is present in HOD table.
Perfect. You only told the answer. So after this, we are going to HOD table. That's why I've written join HOD C. Okay. Then on which column you are mapping that? With the help of HOD ID. Correct. That's what I given this arrow symbol. So with the help of HOD ID, you are playing with the HOD table. That's how written on C.HOD ID is equal to B.HOD ID. Is this clear now?
Yes, it's clear.
Do we need to these joint tables in order, or does it make any difference if we write order?
I will show you that. Although order doesn't make any sense, but in certain scenario that makes sense. But I will show you. I understood what you are telling. You are thinking that okay, Tanvir, if I will directly join HOD department with this HOD and with the conditions and all those things, you can do that. You can do that. Okay, but why I'm not going in all this? You will get a lot of confusion. But if you're asking, can I do that? Yes, you can do it. You can try at your home at your own risk. Okay, you can do that. Okay. But I'm afraid that others they will get confused. So that's why I'm not explaining that part here. But the answer is yes, you can do that, and please do that. Try that. If you're getting stuck, connect with me after class. We'll discuss that. Okay.
Okay.
So fine, perfect. So this is the query we have written. Okay. Now department name. This column is coming from which table?
Department.
Department table. What is the alias of department table?
A.
Can I write here A dot department name? Fine.
Yes.
Now this name is coming from which table?
HOD.
HOD. What is the alias of HOD? C. Correct. So can I write here C? Okay.
Yes.
Salary is coming from which table? HOD
C.
table. What is the alias? C. So I will write C here. Okay. Now the query is, we are done with the query. Now I'm executing this query. Okay. I'm executing this query. Guys, I'm repeating. If any question, any doubt, please ask me. Okay, you got this result. Okay. So now let's verify if this is correct or not. This is the results that we have got from the question, from the query. First one, CSB 250. Is this correct? CSB 250. Correct. ECA 300. ECA 300. This is correct. Now for CV department, again do the manual analysis. Forget all these things. Let me delete all these things here. This is creating confusion, I think. Let me delete everything. Okay. Now see. CVD 450. Now do the analysis again, that how you got this data. Okay. Who will explain? Who will help me? Mohit. Yeah, Mohit will help me. Mohit, now tell me how you got CVD 450 here. I want to understand how this data came. Please help me. First of all, which table you are going? Mohit, you there or you left? I think Mohit has left. Anyone else who wants to explain this?
Yeah, I'll explain.
Yeah, sure. Please explain.
So department name is CV, which has the department ID is 4.
4.
CV 3. Sorry, 3.
Okay.
And
3,
then
okay.
we'll go to HOD department table, where the 3 has a HOD ID number is 4.
From this you will take the department ID, correct?
Yes.
Then you will go to the HOD department table.
Yes.
To search for this one. Okay, I have pasted it here. After this, what you will do?
And from here we'll find out HOD ID.
Okay, so this is the value which you will look for, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
then
you are joining department ID with this department ID, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and you are getting HOD ID from here.
HOD
correct?
ID. Yes.
Okay, you got HOD ID. HOD ID is 4. After this 4, what you will do?
And from here we'll go to HOD table, where HOD ID from HOD ID we'll search the table, and 4, right? For it should be D. D has name is D, then salary is 450.
450. Hope this is clear to everyone. Any question, guys? Okay, if you're not asking question, I'll be under the impression that you have understood. Now, there is one mistake in this table. Not mistake, this cosmetic change. Here it is department and department name. Here it is name, but the expectation was to show it as HOD name. What to do?
We have to give alias in the
you have to give
select
alias. Very good. So I will write here instead of name, I will use alias HOD name. Okay, now let me run this again. Now this is done. You can see HOD name is coming here. Any question?
No.
No questions. Okay, fine then. So this is the data in front of you, and you're telling that you don't have any questions. So this is clear. Now, before moving further, I hope this is clear to everyone. I'm repeating. You want to do some modification in this query, or you want to do something that then we'll keep it left, keep it right, do something different. Please ask questions if you want to do some modification in this query. No modifications. I think I forgot who has asked. Nafisa or Roja has asked that. Okay, I want to change the sequence. Please do that. Okay, try that. And if you're getting something different response, connect with me, and I'm sure you will not get any different response. Okay, so fine, this is done. But I have shown this to my boss that okay, sir, this is the data. So CS department, HOD is B, for EC, HOD is A, and all those things. Okay. Then I told that, okay, you are missing some of the department name. I thought that, no, I am not missing. Then he told, no, you are missing. The textile department information is missing here. Okay. My boss is telling that the textile department information is missing here. I went to this department table. I analyzed that, yeah, this is correct. Textile department information is missing here. Correct. Can anyone explain me why this textile department information is missing? All that is present in department table. What is
Yes.
missing here?
Here we are,
Department
here we are
ID.
joining only.
Yeah. Please tell me who has started first. So please continue.
Column is not mentioned.
Column is not mentioned. Which column?
Department ID is not is missing.
Uh-huh.
7 and 8 from the HOD department, as well as
Okay.
that was not giving the. If you go to HOD table, there also it is missing.
Got it. Very good explanation. So you told that, okay, Tanvir, for textile department, department ID is 7. So when I have taken this department ID 7 and I was searching in this table, so I don't have any department ID 7 in this table. That is what you are trying to tell.
Yes.
Okay, that's the correct explanation, that this is not present here. I told this information to my boss that, sir, this is the reason that we are not showing textile. Okay. He told, okay, fine, makes sense, but show me. I want to know if. So he's telling that I am not bothered that whether the HOD is present or not. We have any HOD assigned or not. I am not bothered, but I want to see all the department name. I want to see textile. I want to see electronics, electrical. I want to see electrical and all the department names I want. Okay. So what I have to do, guys?
Left join.
Left join. Very good.
Left
It
join.
means he is telling that you want all the data from which table? From department table. Correct? No, you want all the data from the department table. So you have okay, let me copy this query again. Paste it here. So what you will do here, you want all the data from which table? From this table. Correct? So just write here left. That's all. Story finished. If you want to write left join, you can write left join. If you want to write left auto join, they both are one and the same. Don't get confused. I prefer to write left join to save time. But if you want that, no, show me with the full. Okay, you can do that. Okay. So if you've written left auto join, so all the data from the department table will be fetched. Now let me execute this very short. Okay, still it is not coming. Why? Any idea? From department A, left after join, HOD department B, HOD C. It is there, not textile is there, not 1 minute. Let me check. Textile is there. Why this is not coming?
There is a join.
Textile is not coming.
We don't have to use outer and join both at the same
Sorry?
time.
Outer
We
and
don't have to
join.
join the outer and join both at the same time.
No. You can do that. Not an issue.
Okay.
I'm searching join HOD. 1 minute. A and B is there. Department, department B. It's coming. This is coming fine. Then you're joining the HOD. See, fine. Got it. What's the problem? Because finally you are aligning with that table. So that's why this is not coming perfect. Let me explain you what has happened here.
Both sides we have to use left join.
Just a minute. Let me tell you. See, this is the query we have written, right? I have written department A, left join HOD department, right? And this is the value I have given. Let me tell you one thing before that. Let me remove this. I'll tell you the reason why I'm doing this. So yeah, let me execute till here. Till here only I'm executing. Okay, now see. You got all the departments here, correct? You got all the department because I've used left join this value. Okay. Now, okay, so far is it clear the query which I've executed now? You got all the department because I've used here departmental left join, correct?
Yeah.
Is it clear to everyone? First of all, tell me. Anyone who has not understood this? Clear, right? Okay. Now this is the data set. Now I'm trying to join this data set. Sorry. I'm trying to join this data set with my HOD table. Correct. And in my HOD table, if you'll see here, in this HOD table, I'm joining based on which column? I'm joining based on the HOD ID. Okay, B.HOD ID is equal to C.HOD ID. Let me take the B.HOD ID as well here. I know this is a little bit complicated, but not tough. So this is the data I got from here. Any question on this one? This is clear? Now, I am trying to join this with HOD, correct? Based on the HOD ID is equal to HOD ID. Now in HOD table, if you will see, let me copy this here so that you can compare it easily. Now this is the result of the, yeah. This is the result you got from the first two joining condition. Now what is happening? You are trying to join with this HOD table based on the HOD ID. Now in HOD table, you have HOD ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're getting data till here. In spite of the fact that we have used left outer join, and that's why this was not coming, correct? I have shown you that, no? So I have used here left outer join, okay? And suppose these values are there. These values are there and I am running this. Okay. Now here you might be thinking that textile is not coming, correct? Textile is not coming, correct? Now we are thinking that we have used left join. In spite of this, why textile is not coming? I've used left join and I'm telling that I want all the department from the department table. So ideally textile should come here, but then why textile is not coming here?
Because once it joins to the left table, now the data, like it has the data of left join, but now we are saying inner join. So now it's matching with inner join of that table.
Correct. Very good. So what is happening? Actually, first of all, this query was executed, correct? Based on the execution of this query, you got this as an output and you were convinced that, okay, we have used left join and textile and here is coming. That was fine. Okay. After that, you are joining that with HOD table based on the HOD ID. Okay. So now it seems like this data you are joining with this HOD table, correct? Based on the HOD ID. Now HOD ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be mapped to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you are left with this 2 because you are using with inner join after this, correct? No, after this you see this is inner join, and that's why the output of this will act as an inner join with HOD, and that's why you're getting only the matching records. Now see if I will use here left join. Now see what will happen. Now you got the data.
Yeah.
Is it clear to everyone, or please feel free, Frank, if it is not clear? Tatya, Tanvir, please repeat this again.
Clear.
Anyone? Clear. Anyone who wants me to repeat? Very important concept. Everyone understood? Okay, if you're not telling, I will go ahead with the assumption that you have understood this. Okay, now coming to the, so from here I was trying to explain you that you can join 3 tables, 4 tables and all those things. And guys, see, I am showing you just few flavors of the joins. Now this is only 5%. From where this 90 or 95% will come? Practice. More questions you will practice, you will discover new concepts. Okay. But I'm trying to cover the main aspect so that you should not get stuck. Okay, so this is done. Now coming to the question part, this one. And don't be in a hurry, okay, that we have completed 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Still syllabus is not over. Don't be in a hurry. Now this is the question. Okay. Okay, I'm proceeding with the question. Final call. Any questions so far on what all topics we have discussed? Okay, no questions. So what is the question? Write in SQL query to fetch the department ID, department name, HOD name. Okay. And salary, which meets the below criteria. Almost the question is same as the previous question, what we are doing right now. We want a department ID, department name, and salary. Department ID is missing here, you can get that. Okay. As in the select clause, you can add the department ID, you will get department ID as well. Or else let me do that. What is that? I will add here a dot department ID as well in this. Let me keep it here. A dot department ID. That's all. Okay. I'm executing this. Okay, this is the data. Okay, we got department ID, department name, HOD name, salary. If you want to see HOD ID as well, so what you can do, you can add here HOD ID, your wish. Okay. Now coming to the question, so they are telling that I want this information. This is the information they want. So we have shown that, okay, this is the information, but they have certain condition. What is the first condition? HOD name who is taking care of multiple departments should not be displayed. First condition. And those HOD who are taking care of multiple departments should not be displayed. Okay, that's the first thing they want. So so HOD multiple department. I think this is the one. Yeah. So from this, can you tell me the HODs who are taking care of multiple departments?
4.
4, right? HOD ID 4 is taking care of 2 department, 3 and 4. So as per the question, we don't want those HOD who is taking care of multiple department. Is the question clear? First condition is clear. HOD name who is taking care of multiple departments should not be displayed. Now tell me the query, how I can find the query, because here you can see sample records, you can see, and you can tell me that HOD ID 4 is there. But if you have millions of records, how you will do? Tell me the query for that. Select HOD ID.
Select HOD ID from this HOD ID HOD department table, group by HOD ID.
HOD ID.
Having count of HOD ID greater than 1.
This is the one point where I want to tell you all that you are doing mistake here. HOD ID greater than 1, correct?
Yeah.
So what you're telling me? Okay, fine. Okay, so is this okay? Are you all convinced with this query?
Less than or equals to 1. Why
Less than equals to 1. We want that HOD who is taking care of multiple departments.
Multiple, okay.
That's why they can greater than 1. Okay, so let me execute this query. Okay, let me show you. So we got 4 as an output. Okay, that is correct. But I am telling this query is incorrect. Can you tell me in which scenario this will be incorrect? And if I don't know if Mohit is there in the call. So Mohit, you have asked this question only. So please try to understand. This query, although this is giving me the correct result, but I am telling this is incorrect query. Can you tell me why this is incorrect? Anyone who can explain this? Why this is incorrect query? This will fail to cater a particular scenario.
The ID, the
We have to
duplicate
put
ID.
the start.
If
Sorry.
department ID is not there and we have
Yeah.
multiple HOD IDs, so in that
Other remaining ID should be shown.
No, I'm not getting. Can you please repeat again?
So here the 4, for example, the table
Hmm.
has a 4 which is duplicate. So that's the reason it's shown. But what about the other HOD ID? Those are not populated, right? So those should be shown.
Should be shown. No, I'm
I
not
mean-
getting. See, the question is to find those HOD who is taking care of multiple departments. Okay. So here we can see HOD ID 4 is the only one who is taking care of multiple departments. He is taking care of department 3, he is taking care of department 4 as well. So ideally 4 is the correct answer because he is taking care of multiple departments. And when I have executed this query, this has given me output as a 4. So it means this query is correct. But I'm telling this query will fail to cater a particular scenario. Tell me that scenario when this will fail. That is what my question is. Think and tell me.
when department ID is null.
When department ID is null. Okay, very good. Let me insert a record. Very good. Yeah, whatever you are thinking, please tell. Okay, don't feel that okay, my answer is correct or incorrect, whatever it may be. Okay, suppose I think Akanksha has told. No, sorry, I forgot. Someone has told that okay, if department ID is null, it will fail. So let me insert a record. Then I will delete this. Okay, I've inserted this record. Let me show you.
Two null.
Okay. So for department
duplicate.
HO,
Two null with duplicate HOD.
Two nulls you want. Okay. You
With
want
same
two nulls.
HOD ID.
With same HOD ID. Actually, so see, department ID with null will not make any sense. But let me add that. Okay, let me add that.
But the question is, we want the duplicate HOD ID. So
Duplicate
we have a
HOD
duplicate
ID.
HOD ID. That is 2.
2, yeah. So let me execute first of all for this. Why still 4 is coming? Although we have 2 as well duplicate. Why that is not coming here? We have 2 also duplicate, no? The C2 is also duplicate.
It did not consider the department ID where the null.
That is clear, right? So why it is not considering 2? Because 2 we have department ID null here, and count of a column in the very beginning I have told you if you are using count of a column,
Star. We have to use star.
If you will use a star, it will consider null as well. That's correct. So now if
Yeah,
will
correct.
execute,
Yeah.
this will give me 2 and 4 both. Okay, but still this query now this is more incorrect. Earlier this was a little bit correct. Now this is more incorrect. Now, any other scenario? First of all, tell me what all is coming to your mind, so that I want to clear all the confusion, whatever you have. Now, anyone who wants to challenge that, no, Tanvir, this is correct. First of all, see, you have used count of a star. Someone told me that Tanvir, we will use count of a star. I have executed this query, and you got the output as 2 and 4. Correct? Got the output as 2 and 4. Now think functionally. Don't always think technically. Okay, think functionally. Is it possible that a particular department ID can be null? Suppose in this data, I'm telling this HOD ID 2 is taking care of department ID 1 and taking care of department ID null. Do you think this is possible case?
No.
Functionally, this is not possible because department ID null, you are not sure what is this department, and you cannot tell that okay, HOD ID 2 is taking care of 2 departments. Because null, I have told you, this is full of assumptions or options. Maybe this will be having some department ID. Maybe someone by mistake has kept this. So you cannot go with his assumptions, right? So you have to check with the source team that why you have sent this null. So you will not consider this because null department ID doesn't make any sense. Is that clear, first of all? Any question?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Yeah, clear. Okay. Now, so ideally, we will not use a star here because we are considering the department ID null is that doesn't make any business sense. Okay, so star will not work here.
HOD ID.
No, I will use department ID only. Okay, I will use department ID only. Now I'm executing this, and we got the output as 4. So you can tell that this is correct output because HOD ID 4 is taking care of 2 departments. Correct. HOD ID 4 is taking care of 2 department, and this is correct. Then you might be thinking that, Tanvir, why you are telling that this is incorrect? What is that scenario that this will fail? Okay, that's what I am trying to explain you now. Please listen to that very carefully. Mohit has asked this question, but I think he has left. So suppose you have HOD ID, what I can tell, 6. Okay, HOD ID 6 is there. HOD ID 6, new HOD has entered. HOD ID 6, and he is taking care of department 7. Okay. I'm inserting this record. Let me show you this record. Okay, this is the record. We have new HOD ID 6 who is taking care of department 7. Any issue you can see in this data? First of all, is there any issue in this data? Or is it correct?
So the ID should not be common. The 7 and
Yeah.
7.
You can tell that, Tanvir, this is not making any sense. The HOD ID 6 is taking care of department 7. Again, you are telling the same thing. HOD ID 6 is taking care of department 7. This is like a duplicate record. Correct? No, this is like a duplicate record. Now again, same dialogue I will tell. You have millions of records in your project. How you will come to know that whether you have duplicate or not? Okay. Suppose you don't know that, okay, this data is not visible to you. Suppose, okay. And now you will execute this query, the same query what I think someone has told. Okay, so this query, if I'm executing, now you're getting answer that's 4 and 6. So it means that 6 is also taking care of 2 department. Now tell me, do you think 6 is taking care of 2 department?
No, it's a
No, why?
duplicate record.
That's what I'm trying to tell. 6 is not taking care of 2 departments. 6 is taking care of only 1 department. But this is a duplicate record, and that's why your query is telling that 6 is also taking care of 2 departments. Now tell me, is this query correct or not?
No, it's not correct.
No, it is unable to handle duplicate. In many of the LinkedIn posts, you will see that I am commenting that this will fail to cache null record. This will fail to cache duplicate record. Sir and madam, if you are writing any query, that should be generic query. That should cater to all the records, because when you are working in a project, you will not be looking at all the millions and millions of records. I was working in a project where we have 15 million records. So I cannot work on the sample data. Correct? No. Your query should cater to all the requirements. You have to think that if there is none, how my query will handle. If there is duplicate record, how my query will handle, and all those things. So your query was correct for this scenario. But suppose if I have duplicate, this failed, no? Okay, is this clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Any question? So what we understood that this query was fine until we have data till here. But when I introduce a duplicate record, this query failed. Okay. And again, I'm repeating, you cannot tell that, Tanvir, in my project, the data is not duplicate. I think that will be a very ideal project. I've never seen any project that data is not duplicate. Okay. You have to take care that, okay, if there's a duplicate, what you will do. Okay. Now, how to fix this query so that it should take care of duplicate as well. What I have to do here?
Distinct department ID.
Very good, very good, very good. Perfect. Great answer. Distinct department ID. That's all. The story is finished. Hope the answer is now. Hope you all are convinced now with the output. HOD ID 4 is the one who is taking care of distinct department. Why HOD ID 6 is not coming? Because he is taking care of the same department 7, but by mistake the record has been loaded duplicate here. Is this clear?
Yes.
Anyone who wants me to repeat this again? Yes or no?
One more time, please.
Sure, very good. See, actually the question was to find, okay, first of all, let me show you this data. I will request everyone to please consider, even if you have understood, please try to understand it again. So the question was to find the HOD ID who is taking care of multiple departments. Okay. So here we can see that and think functionally. Okay, see here it ID 2 is there, but he is taking care of department ID 1 and null. So null we will not consider. Okay. HOD ID 4, he is taking care of 2 department 3 and 4. This is a valid scenario. He is that particular HOD, he is taking care of 2 two different departments. HOD ID6 he is taking care of two departments. Is this correct? Do you think HOD ID6 is taking care of two departments? First of all, yes or no?
No.
Only one department.
Only one department, but by mistake the data is duplicate here. That's why it seems to be, it is appearing that okay, he's taking care of two departments, but actually HOD ID6 is taking care of only one department, ID7. Correct? Okay, now someone told me that Tanvir, I will use this query. Okay, distinct count of the department ID greater than 1. Okay, let me delete this. I told okay, fine, that is fine, that is. Let me check the output of this. So we got the output as 4 and 6. So we thought that okay, HOD ID 4 and 6, they are taking care of two departments. We were very happy that we have solved this question. Then then someone from this group told me that Tanvir, okay, that is fine. 4 is taking care of two departments, 3 and 4, but 6 is not taking care of two departments. 6 is taking care of only one department, 7. But by mistake, there's a duplicate record. So your query is not giving the correct result. This is giving incorrect result. So what we understood is we have to generalize our query so that it should take care of duplicate as well. Correct? So that's why to handle the duplicates, we have given here distinct. So I'm telling to SQL engine that please consider the distinct department ID. If the same department ID is coming again, don't count it. So that's why just I have written distinct here. So now the SQL engine will consider the distinct departments. That's all. Now when I will execute this, it will show the output as 4 only, because 4 is the only HOD who is taking care of two distinct departments. Is this clear now?
Yes.
Okay, hope this is clear to everyone. Okay. So first condition, this is the query for the first condition. Okay, the first condition is met. HOD name who is taking care of multiple departments should not be displayed. It means we have to reject this HOD ID because this is not required. Okay. Now after this, what is the second condition? HOD name whose salary is in between 200 and 500 should only be displayed. Okay. So I want that those HOD whose salary is between 200 and 500. Tell me the query for that. Select. Come on, guys. What should be the query?
HOD ID dot comma salary.
HOD ID name or salary. What I'm just suppose I'm considering. Okay, let me check HOD ID as well. HOD ID comma name comma salary from HOD. Then after this,
Where salary equals to that the between condition.
no. You don't have to use equal. Just write between.
Between, yeah.
200 and 500. That's all. Okay. So that's all. So you will get all the department who is all the HOD who is getting salary between 200 and 500. Okay. Fine. Now why this 3C is not coming? You can see the 3C is not in that put now. Why?
Greater than 500, right? That's it.
The salary is greater than 500, it is 600. We want only those HOD who are earning salary between 200 and 500. So second condition is also fulfilled, correct? Then this is also done. Now the third condition is all the department name which are in uppercase should only be displayed. Okay. Then after this, I will concatenate, I will merge all the queries. So first of all, I'm showing you different questions. Okay. Okay, all the department name which are in uppercase should only be displayed. Okay, now come to this department. So they want only those departments which are in uppercase. Okay, so please help me with the query. What should be the query, guys? I want only those departments which are in uppercase. So ideally, which should be rejected here? Are you
Select.
Yeah, I've written this query after this.
See department from department. Okay, where department name not equal to lower of department name.
You see, very simple. Upper, right?
Upper.
Discuss this. Upper department is equal to department. Correct?
Yeah. Okay.
CS is removed here because CS was in lowercase. Any question on this? I think we have discussed all those things earlier. Any question on this part?
Yeah, we can write lower of department name not equal to department name. If we can write like that.
Many other technique you can do. You can try that. Correct.
Yeah.
So this is done. Third condition is also fulfilled. Now, fourth condition, department name should be displayed in the below hierarchy. All the remaining department. This is about the hierarchy. You have done a lot of exercises on the order why you can do at the last. Okay. Now these three are the conditions we have written query for that. Now the right to security for department and department. Okay. Department. Okay, fine. Now coming to that, our main query. This was the query, right? Now if I will execute this query, this is giving me all the things: department array, department name, HOD name, and salary. Okay, this was done. But in this was the query. Okay, so now in this, now in this we have to add all the conditions. What was the first condition? HOD name who is taking care of multiple departments should not be displayed. So where is that query? This is the query, right? So it means we don't want this HOD ID. We don't want this HOD ID. So what you can do here? We want to reject this, no? So what you will do here? Then you can write. Let me segregate this. After this, you can write where a dot HOD ID is coming from which table? HOD ID we have taken from HOD table, no? Then you can write C dot HOD ID not in. See why I'm writing this. Now you got output from this query. You got the output of all those matching one. Okay, but here you don't want those HOD who is taking care of multiple department, and this is the query. So what I will do, I will copy this query and I will paste it here. Why? Because here I'm telling that, okay, till here fetch me the matching records, but I don't want that HOD ID. I don't want that HOD ID which is getting retrieved from this query, because this query will give me that HOD ID who is taking care of multiple department. Okay, that's why I'm telling at the last that where I don't want those HOD ID. Not in means you filter out this. Okay, not in this particular value. So HOD ID, you know, like 4. So 4 will be filter out. Let me show you here. Let me keep it C dot HOD ID as well. You can do the analysis. You see, when I run this query, you have HOD ID 2, 1, 4, everything is coming, right? 4 is also coming here. Is taking care of 2 departments, civil and mechanical. But let me execute this entire query now. Now see, HOD ID 4 is removed now. Why that is removed? Because explicitly we have mentioned in the where condition that I don't want that HOD ID who is taking care of multiple departments. Now, any question so far? Any question, guys? Shall I repeat this again? Anyone?
Bro, I have one suggestion.
Yeah, sure.
Please use some technical words which are used in SQL during this session so that we can mug up those words uh, during this session. Like we use schema. I don't know what is schema or other words which are used in SQL.
Sure. So schema is nowhere related here. Okay, that is something related to the table space and all those things that will not come here. We used to cover that in ETL session, the schema, table space, database, and all those things. Okay, but if you want to know what is schema, we will cover that. Okay, that is something different. That is taken care by DB and the developer when they are creating the table space, when they are framing that framework of that, when they are designing the database, that is used there. But in SQL query, the schema is not used anywhere. Yeah,
it's just as an example. I want
okay.
to know all the words which are used during the session or
yeah. Okay, fine. I will take care of that. Okay. So any other question on this? Is it clear or you want me to repeat this again? Anyone who want me to repeat this? Yes or no?
For me, it's clear, Tanvir.
Okay. Anyone who wants me to repeat this? No. Okay.
No.
So fine. So this first condition is we are done. So now from this query so far, what we have understood, we have seen that how we can join three tables. You see, we have joined department, HOD department, and HOD. Okay, and we have seen we have started our class with this only. Okay. So this query, I hope this should be clear to everyone. Now on top of this, what I have shown you that you can use where condition as well if you want to filter out certain HOD or HOD name or whatever you want.
Can we,
Or yeah,
where the department ID is null, in that case, this query will fail, no?
department ID.
ID, the condition which I told you earlier, where we have a duplicate HOD ID, but
Mhm.
we don't have we have a null value for department ID. In that case, it will fail.
Correct. That's what I told you at that moment. I got it what you are telling. Let me show you that.
So distinct HOD ID we should put like instead of department ID in that case. No, not distinct, sorry, HOD ID, count of HOD ID greater than one.
I'm telling you, I got it what you are telling. You're telling that Tanvir here the department, sorry, HOD ID2 he was taking care of two department, one and null both, correct? So you are telling that if you will execute this query, HOD ID2 will not be appear here, but we want to as well. Is that you are telling?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I have executed this, so we got output as only 4, but you are telling that we have HOD ID2 who is taking care of two department, one and null both. Correct? Why this is not coming? Because we have HOD ID2 who is taking care of two department ID. One is 1 and the other one is null, but your query is not fetching me that HOD ID2. Is that your question first of all?
Yeah.
See, that is correct. You are totally correct. This query will fail to capture the scenario. Okay. Even if I will use here department ID, that will also fail. That will also not capture that HOD ID2 because count of any column. Not properly, that happens a mistake. So sorry. Because count of any column will not take care of the null. Because you can see here that is also failed. So in that case, I have to write here the star. Okay, now if I will show you your HOD ID2 will come into picture here. Okay, 2 is here. So you can tell that Tanvir you should use count of a star. Correct. Now, why I have not used count of a star? Because ideally, this doesn't make any sense that we have department ID null. Okay, but if you think that no, in my project, if department ID is null is there, we consider that is the agreement with the business stakeholders. They have told us that even if the department ID is null, you have to consider it. Then it is fine. Then you can use count of a star. Okay, but
so in that case, we can't write select comma distinct department ID comma HOD ID. Then we can write this query. In that case.
Where you are telling? Where in this query only?
Okay, no. I understood. Okay.
You got it, or is it? Or you tell me what you are asking. Is it? If it is not clear, please tell me again.
No. In this case, if we have a if even though if I write in that case, but if we have a duplicate department ID in that case, the condition will fail.
That will also fail. Very good. That will also fail. You see, it is catching 6 as well. Correct. And again, this is not making any sense. You see, you got here 6 as well. So that's why.
Can you put or end condition?
Where?
Having count star and
then count star. After this, you want to put and condition.
Distinct of that.
You try that. Okay. You try what the query you are telling and you ping me on that chat box. Okay. We'll think about that. Okay. Okay, fine then. So, okay. Any questions so far? Hope this is clear. Okay, if no question, I'm moving further with the next one. Now you want to add this HOD name whose salary is in between 200 and 500 only should be displayed. Now, if I will show you here this query, which our master query, which we are working on. Here salary 600 is also coming, but the question is telling, condition is telling we don't want the salary which is greater than 500, or you want the salary which is between 200 and 500 only. So we have written this query, right? Now, where to fit this query? Now tell me, in this master query, where should I fit this one?
In where condition and this query.
And so you will tell that I want only those HOD ID who is fulfilling this condition, right? And then you will write
Take out the
C
cell,
dot
select it.
C dot
Oh,
HOD
okay.
ID in. Okay, in. It means you are telling I want only this HOD ID who are fulfilling this particular condition. Okay, I know this is getting complicated, but intentionally I'm adding this all flavors on this. Okay, but you should ask questions if you're not understanding. Too many values. Oh, why too many values is coming? Who will help me? Why this error message is coming? Who will tell the reason for this? Come on, guys, who will tell? See, we have mentioned.
Yeah, here. Yeah, in subquery we are taking 3 columns. That's why it's too many values.
Correct. Here you are telling I want this HOD ID which is coming from this query. Now in this query, when you will execute, you have HOD ID name and salary. So the SQL engine is confused that I should compare this HOD ID with this HOD ID or name or salary. That's why this inner query is giving you 3 outputs. Let me show you. It's three columns. 3 columns are there. Now SQL is confused. I have to compare this HOD ID with this, or this. So that's why I remove this 2. Okay. Now let me execute this. Okay. Now you see, you are getting only those HOD who is earning salary between 200, 500, 600 is filtered out here. Any question?
Can't we write just and not like subquery? Can we remove this C.HOD ID in there and that select just and that condition? Can we write like that?
Okay, tell me. Okay, you want to write and after that?
And after that, HOD ID, sorry. Yeah, the salary between 200 and 500, like that. Can we write like that?
That's also we can do. That's correct solution. Salary.
Yeah.
Between.
Yes.
200
and 500.
That's it. We can do this as well. Very good. Correct. You can do this as well. I think this is far better than what I was writing here. Okay, this is also good.
Yeah, because subquery making more confusion.
More confusion. But intentionally, I'm adding all these subqueries to show you that how you can use subqueries in this. But you are correct. You can do with the help of this as well. Okay, fine. So for the timing, I'm removing this one because I want to show you how you can use subqueries. Okay, but this is correct and this is far better than the query which I have written. Okay, now what is the next condition? All the department name which are in uppercase should only be displayed. Okay. Now this is the condition for that. You want only department name which are in uppercase, right? Then what you will do after this? Again, you write and condition, and you want only those department name which are in uppercase. So department name is coming from this A dot department name. You can write here and A dot department name in this. Okay, again you have multiple columns here, so you have to keep only one column when you're using in subquery. So I will remove this department ID. Now see, so far we have got CS, but this is in lowercase. So once I will execute this query, CS will be removed. Now CS is removed because we have applied filter condition that I want only those department which are in uppercase. You got this value. Okay. Now anything else you have? Nothing. After this, you have to sort this. I think you all know how to sort. Okay, I'm not going to explain this. This is very simple. You can work on that. So this is the final query, guys. Any question? Any questions on this?
No.
Any other way you want to write this?
This last one also we can write and also, right? The
Correct.
and the salary one and the department name. Yeah.
Of course, and department name. Upper a department name is equal to a dot department name. Here. In number of ways you can write it. See, that's also fine. Okay.
If we write like this, will be there any difference? Means when
This
we
is far
are
better. This
practicing
is far
some
better.
parts
This is far better. Yeah.
for the
We should avoid using
Okay.
subqueries. Subqueries impacts the performance very badly. Try to avoid this. But I am just showing you that how you can use subquery, how you can use multiple conditions
yeah.
in the same query. And that's the purpose. That's I'm showing you with all these things. But this is far better.
Okay.
Okay. Any question?
The last question we have to write by case, right? Case or order.
Then you can use order by, and then you can use case statement. I think you all know that, okay? But if you're getting stuck, you can connect with me, okay? I have some more examples to show. That's why I'm skipping that part.
Okay.
But before proceeding further, any question on this? This was a very important question. Please tell me if anyone wants me to repeat. I'm more than happy to repeat this. Now here I have solved this. See, here I have solved in this manner only what you are telling. Sorry, I don't know who Roja and Nafisa, your voice are very similar, so difficult for me to figure out who was telling, but this is what you were telling, right? Salary between this, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Then order by. So this you can do. Okay, this is also fine. You can write this way also. You can write using CT expression as well. Many other ways are there. Okay, now I will try to explain you CT expression, but before that, anyone who wants me to repeat this, then I will proceed with the CT expressions. Shall I start? CT, common table expression. I think that's the most awaited for many audience here. Okay. Okay. Shall I explain you CT with this question or with some other question? Because I think that will complicate. That is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, let's try that. Okay, if you're not getting it, you can let me know. Okay, same question. I will try to explain you with CT expression. CT is known as common table expression. That is very powerful. What I can say feature of SQL. Let's try to understand it. CT. This is known as common table expression. Okay. Let's see what this will do. This will do. Okay, first of all, let me copy this query. I'm writing something. Okay, here. I don't think that. Stop. I've written something here. Okay. Is putting this. You got some output here. Okay. Fine. Now see what I have done here. This is known as common table expression. Nothing new in this. I have started with test one. Okay, with test one as this is the syntax. I don't have to think that why we are written like this, why is the syntax like this. Okay, don't think about all those things. With test one, I have written as, and then this query. I hope this query is clear. We started with this query our session. This query I have pasted within this open and close brackets, right? And then at the end, I have written select a star from test one. Can anyone think and tell me what I'm trying to do here? Yeah, who will explain this?
So basically, what with CT, what I can see there is the readability gets increased. When
Very
someone
good.
is reading the expression, he or she is able to understand that. That the last line you have mentioned, select a star from test one. So it will directly point towards what that test one represents. So basically,
Correct.
what test one is doing is performing joins.
Correct. See, nothing I have done as such. Okay. See, what I am trying to tell to SQL engine that first of all execute this query, and the output of this query, please keep the output in this test one table. Okay. I repeat. I am telling to SQL engine that execute this query, and the output of this query, please keep that in this test one table. And that's why at the last, if you see this last statement, I have written select the star from test one. So SQL engine is now giving me the output from this test one table, which is having the output of this inner query. Okay, is this clear?
Is the same as view?
No. View is very different. View is very different. View is very different. Okay, view is different. Is this clear? Any question?
So, question I have that ultimately, what is the purpose of using CP?
I will explain that. You might be thinking that the same thing I can do using subquery and many other ways. Then why we have CT? Okay, I will explain that. Okay, but what I'm showing right now on the screen, you understood the meaning of this, everyone? Nothing new I have done. Just I have routed the output of a query to a table. I have routed the output of this inner query in this table. Okay. And then I have shown you that if I will write select a star from test one, I'm getting that output. Let me show you this again. I got this output. Now, don't think that this test one new table is created in database. No, this is just happen on the runtime. Okay. Now I will show you this here. Now see, I'm running this here. Select a star from test one. Okay. Table of view does not exist. But when I'm executing the same query here, I'm getting the output. Why?
It's like temporary. It runs along with the query.
Yeah, it is working on the runtime. So you are running this entire query. Okay, so what is happening? The output of this is getting stored here. And then you are fetching that from this table. But when I'm running this query separately, it is saying that table of view does not exist, because once this is executed, that table is deleted. It's no more in the database. Is that clear? Now, after this, as of now, don't think why I'm doing, just try to understand what I am doing. Why I'm doing, I will explain that. Okay. First condition, this was our first condition, right? I know today's class is a little bit complicated, but don't get worried, don't get afraid. After class, revise it again. And I'm sure when you will revise, most of the concepts will be clear. But still, if it is not clear, please connect with me. You should not skip with the understanding that this is complicated or this is complex. You have to work on that. Then it will become very simple. Okay. When I was studying all these things during my initial days, it seems to be complicated. And continuously, I was working on this Now it's a bit easy. Now after this, what I've done, I've written comma test2 as, again I have tested a query within open and close brackets. Okay. And then I'm writing select star from test2 and I'm executing this. Now tell me what's new you can see here. What has happened here? Come on, who will tell me?
Only the second result of second query is coming.
Correct. Till here we have discussed. After that, what we have done, I've written comma and test2, which means I am creating now a new local or temporary table test2. And I'm telling to SQL engine that the output of this query, please reroute it to this test2 table. And when I've executed this select star from test2, I got this output. So overall, what I'm trying to do is output of a query, you can reroute it to a temporary table. Okay. The benefit is if you want to use the same query output n number of times in a query, you don't have to write the same query again and again. Just write this table. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So now how many temporary tables we have in this table, in this query?
Two.
Okay. This is the first one. And always you have to start with. This is a keyword with test1 as. And after that, you see I'm not written with. After that, just give comma and table name, whatever you want, and this as. That's all. Again, if you want to create a local table, temporary table, you can write comma test3 as, and then write some query, whatever you want, your wish. Okay. So CT expression is giving you freedom to create temporary table so that the output of the query will be rerouted to that table. Okay. Now naming. This is user defined. You can write test1, you can write your name, country name, whatever you want. You can write it, but this should not be the reserved keyword. That's all. This is user defined name, whatever you want, you can keep the name. Okay. Any questions so far?
Tanvir,
Hmm.
how does it useful? I don't understand how it will be useful. Again, we are running all the query, right?
That's what I told. Don't think why. Okay, just think what I'm doing. Just think that. Then I will tell you how that is useful. I will tell you that part. Okay. But right now, just consider it on that aspect that what I'm doing, why this is useful, where we have to implement this. We will see all these things. Okay.
Okay.
So as far as functionality is concerned, so far, any question? Now, if I will execute this one, what do you think? What should be the output? You got the output of this test one. Now, I have created test two now. Then how I'm getting the output of test one as well here? What is the reason? Because now in this query, you have created two temporary tables. First is test one and the other is test two. So you can fetch data from any table. Now you can see, you can fetch data from any table. Now suppose I want to fetch data from test two. I can fetch from that as well. We have that freedom. Correct? I fetch from this. So this is clear. Now let's merge these two conditions. What was the condition? I don't want those HOD who are taking care of multiple departments. Correct? So what I will do here, select a star from test one. Okay, then I will write where now you have to use alias, new alias here, something whatever you want, suppose X, where X dot name is what is here, HOD ID. Let's take HOD ID as well here. Where X dot HOD ID not in select star from test 2. Now see, let me execute this first of all. Okay, you don't have that HOD ID 4 here, correct? Because it was taking care of multiple departments. Now see the benefit of this. I have executed this full query now, right? And you got this output, and you can see that the output is convincing because HOD ID 4 is not there, because you want to exclude that HOD ID who is taking care of multiple department. Okay. Now in this entire query till here, I'm trying to create a framework. From here, I'm telling my test 1 is a temporary table, which will be having output of this query. And then this test 2 is a temporary table, I'll be having output of this query. Now see the benefit here. I'm telling I want all the records from test 1 table, and I given alias X. If you don't like X, you can use anything, A or B, whatever you want. Show with A. Where A.HODID not in select a star from test 2. Now see, actually this query is doing my task. I don't have to write this entire thing again and again. Got it? That's the benefit of this. Again, suppose if I have to use the same one. So again, I don't have to write the entire query. I just have to give this table name, test 1, test 2. It is like you are creating a shortcut. Now this test 1 will refer to this particular data of this query. Now test 2 will refer to the data of this query. Again, if you want to use, you can use that again, test 1, test 2, n number of times. So especially when you're working on complex queries, when you have multiple conditions to fulfill, and you have to use the same query again and again, you have to write n number of times, so you can save your time and effort. Is that clear? Any question?
Yeah, clear. But whenever we want to run the tests, we have to run the query also.
You have to run the entire one. You have to run the entire thing. It is just like you are splitting your query in multiple tables, and finally you are using those tables. This is like a framework you are creating, and then you are using this finally in your query. Now coming to the third condition. What was the third condition? You salary between 200 and 500, right? And this was the query, correct? Now again, I will create a temporary table. I know like at this moment it will be difficult for you to realize that what is the benefit, but we will see some more examples in the next class, and that will become more clear to you. Now see, I've created one more local table, test 3, and I've kept the output of this. Okay. And then what I will write after this, and a dot salary, not equal salary. You don't want those HOD, no? You don't want those HOD who is at, okay, you want only those HOD who is earning salary between this and this. So you can write and a dot HOD ID in select. Now you delete this one. This is not required. You want only HOD ID. Select star from test 3. So you are telling I want only those HOD ID which is getting fetched from this particular query. Okay, so now you just have to write the table name. Now see, only this 3 is coming. So this is your CT expression, guys. I will repeat what this CT expression is doing. You can reroute the output of a query to a table. The output of this query is now rerouted to this table test 1. Output of this query is in test 2. Output of this query is in test 3. Okay, and then finally you can play with that local table, temporary tables name. You see, I'm playing with the test 1, test 2, test 3. So especially when you have very complex conditions, if you go to the LinkedIn post, you will see that many of the queries people they will write with the help of CT expression. Yesterday I posted one question that was again based on the CT expression. Why? Because that helps when you are working with complex queries. I know at the beginning it will difficult for you to realize the benefit of this, okay, or the significance of this. But down the line, when you will start writing complex queries, no, you will realize it that okay, this is very helpful. You can correlate this one. Just a simple example I am showing you that what I am trying to do, I am segregating Each and every condition I'm segregated to some separate tables. And finally, I'm using those tables here. Any question, guys, so far? We will see some more examples on this down the line. Many examples will come. But did you understood what is CT? I do understand why is little dicey so far. Okay, but what is CT? Is that clear, or any question on that? Any question?
No.
Question. Anyone who wants me to repeat this? Yes or no?
It's clear.
Clear? Okay. We will repeat this again in the next class. Okay. I need 10 more minutes. I want to show a few more examples from joint perspective, or you want me to cover in the next class? What do you think, guys? Quickly, yes or no?
Yes, you can cover now. I think for me it says, I don't know others.
Yes, please tell me.
Yes, you can cover now.
Okay, fine. Those who have some commitment, you can drop, you can go through the recordings and you can connect with me. But I want to finish this joins concept as at least today. Okay. So 2 more examples I want to show you. Okay. So try to understand. Create table team 1. Okay. Team name. Cat 15. Insert team 1. Values. Pakistan here, Australia here. This is like a cricket team. Okay, we have no, not this team. Let me create this group 1. One is created, and then I have you guys have to think first of all, and then I will help you with the solution. Sri Lanka, New Zealand, we have South Africa. Okay. Now you have 2 groups. Group 1, you have India, Pakistan, Australia. In group 2, you have Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and South Africa. Okay, and we are organizing a cricket tournament. Okay. Now I want data. Okay, let me show you this. So let us start. Start from you have India, Pakistan, Australia here, and group 2 you have. So let's start. You have Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and South Africa. Fine. Now I want to organize a cricket tournament. Okay, and I want the data to be in this format: team 1, team 2. Okay, team 1. Suppose we have India here. So India will play with all the teams of group 2. India will play with Sri Lanka. Okay, and then India will play with New Zealand, and then India will play with South Africa. This is clear. I want data like this. Then you have Pakistan. Pakistan will play with Sri Lanka, and then with New Zealand, and then with South Africa. Similarly, your Australia, they will play with Sri Lanka. Australia will play with. Now you have to think about a query and tell me what should be the query. This is the data I want output. Now tell me what should be the query, what we have to do for that to get that output. We'll explain that.
Just need to join the two tables. No need to write the condition. Then it will be like Cartesian product, right?
Perfect. Very good. Very good. Tell me the query. Select A dot team name.
Team name A dot team name. B dot
As
team name.
team 1, comma B dot team 2 from group 1.
From group 1, join group 2.
Group 2. Okay, I will not give any filter
Join.
joining condition.
Oh, okay.
B dot team name is not coming. Okay, let me show you this. Can you please check the output? This is the correct output, what you're thinking? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, why I want to show you this, I have not used any joining condition, and this is known as Cartesian join or cross join. So what is happening when you're not using any join condition, your each and every member of one group will do handshake with each and every member of the other group. That's why India is playing with Sri Lanka, one handshake. India is playing with New Zealand. Then India is playing with South Africa. Similarly, Pakistan is playing with Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and South Africa. Okay, hope this is clear, guys. Very simple.
Yes.
Just want to show you an example of Cartesian join. Okay, now coming to something complicated now. Any question on this? This one, any question?
So we no need to write join here. When we want to Cartesian product.
No need, just write comma and then table, and that's all.
So we can write any number of tables here if you want.
Your wish. You can add a number of tables. I'll do Cartesian join. Yeah, someone was having a question. Yeah, please tell me.
So is there any?
Your voice is too low. Sorry, it's not audible clearly. Can you come close to the mic?
Now it's audible.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, please tell me.
So is there any join that where we can't use on or where?
Yeah,
I
this
have
is one.
read.
We have not used on. This is the
Okay.
example. We have not used any on condition. This is known as
Uh,
Cartesian join.
Okay, so here we don't have to use, means we can on and
If
where. Okay.
if you're not using on condition, so what it will do, it will match all the record of one table with all the records of the other table. This is what example I thought of showing you, the use of Cartesian join.
Secondly, one more doubt is that, we can also use, while using join, we can also use using in place of on. It will be appropriate.
Using in place
Well,
of
I have
on.
read one place. Yes, suppose you want to join. Right now, what we are doing, that we are joining on using on condition.
Using on condition. You can write where as well. Correct. You can write where as well. I will show you. Or else you can try. You can write directly where as well. Where this is equal to this, this is equal to this, and all those things. You can do that.
No. There is one keyword using. Suppose there is a one common column in both the tables. Suppose you are joining two tables and there is a column of customer ID that is common. So what we can do, instead of writing on, we can use using and just the column name.
Using and the column. This is on which platform? Because I have never seen that. Are you talking about Hive and all those things?
No. I have read. I can show you. Can just give me 1 minute.
You ping me on that chat box. Okay, but I have never used that. But maybe this might be there in some platform. You can show me that. Okay. Okay, so meanwhile, let's see the next question. Okay, let me look into that. Is that product line, join product. Sorry, I don't have any idea about this. I will look into this, okay, because using I have never used. Okay, Aman, I will look into this, okay, but I have never used this using keyword. I will see that we on which platform they are using this. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now coming to the next question. This is the table, okay, your team's table. Start. This is the data in front of you. This is a very interesting question. India, Pakistan is okay. Now I want to organize a cricket tournament. Okay, I want to organize cricket tournament, and in that I want that each and every team in this country column should play a match with each and every other country. Like suppose here India should play with Pakistan. Okay, then India will play with New Zealand. Okay, and then with India will play with South Africa. Okay, are you getting this, guys? India will play with Sri Lanka. Then India will play with England. Okay. Then coming to Pakistan. Pakistan will play with India. Okay. Then Pakistan will play with New Zealand and similarly. Okay. But you have to take care of one thing here. Pakistan will play with South Africa. But you have to take care of one thing. You see, already India has played with Pakistan, right? Then you should not repeat this. Okay. Because they both are one and the same. So they should not be repeated. Is that clear? Because if we are repeating, then it is very simple. Again, you will use Cartesian join. But the condition is the same country combination should not come again. Is the question clear?
Yes, yes, clear.
Okay. So like suppose here it is Pakistan, Sri Lanka. I know this is getting complicated, but you should do some complicated queries as well. Okay. So this is Pakistan, England. So I don't want this one. I don't want this because already this is covered earlier. Correct. Now coming to New Zealand. So New Zealand will play with India. Do you think New Zealand will play with India? You want this record?
No, it's already playing.
Already covered here, right? So I don't want this one. Okay, then New Zealand with Pakistan. Do you want to cover this?
No.
Already covered here, right? New Zealand play with Pakistan. So do one thing, we are getting late today. So take this as an assignment. Okay. And I hope you got the question. So work on this. This is very, very, very interesting. Okay. Try to work on that. And then if tomorrow I will share query for this. So I will not wait. I will share the query tomorrow. Final call. Any question on the topic? So we are closing joins today. We will start with CT expression next week. And then we will see some other concepts. Okay.
So we have to work on the join only. This query.
You have to work on join only. Join only. This can be done using that. So what all questions I'm giving you? So make sure that you know the concept that you can do it. Just you have to think. Okay, that's all. Any question, guys?
No, it's
okay. I know today's session was a little bit complicated. Any feedback? Means you want to reduce this complicated concepts or what is the plan? Is that fine? You understood this?
Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, fine then. Fine then, guys. Thanks a lot. We will meet again in the next class. And I think a few other. So joins was the one of the complicated. We have completed that. So congratulations to you all. And then CT expression, I will continue in the next class. Independent query, subquery, you have understood the concept. But again, this will come again and again. Okay. Fine then. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And I will share the assignment too. Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
you. Bye.